Right. I want to start this deep dive by setting a scene. And I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling we've all been the mayor character in, well, in this particular movie. It's a Tuesday evening. You're just wiped out. Maybe you just had a Hinge conversation that, went south, or you sent a work email where you spelled your boss's name wrong. You're on the couch just scrolling.
I'm scrolling. The blue light on the face, I know it well.
And then you see it.
The graphic.
The graphic, usually pastel, right? With a nice friendly font. And it says something like, "You are enough, just as you are."
And let me guess, the caption is from an influencer with suspiciously perfect skin, sipping a matcha, telling you that self-love is a revolutionary act.
It is always a matcha latte. And look, in theory, I'm supposed to feel, I don't know, soothed. But, and this is why I really wanted to get into this today, I don't. I feel this weird cold splash of shame. I look at her, then I look at my half-eaten pizza, and I just think, if she's so good at self-love, why am I failing so badly?
That reaction, that little recoil you just described, that is the thread we're going to pull on today.
Okay.
We're looking at a body of work that argues something pretty provocative, that the phrase "love yourself" has mutated. It's not a comfort anymore. It's become a weapon we use to torment ourselves.
Well, it really feels like that.
Yeah.
Like we're diving into a modern Freudian analysis of our wellness culture. Reading this stuff felt, I don't know, like someone read my diary and then graded it in red pen.
It is scathing, isn't it? But it's necessary. The core argument here is that self-love has gone from a therapeutic insight, something you discover, into a moral imperative.
A commandment.
A commandment that's like disguised as a bubble bath.
Precisely. But since it's a commandment, it means you can fail at it. And that failure creates a very specific kind of modern suffering.
Okay, let's talk about this tyranny of self-love. Because, tyranny sounds so external.
Yeah.
Dictator or something. But this is saying the tyranny is all in our heads. It is. Think about, let's call it old school guilt. You mess up a work email. You feel bad because you did a bad thing. It's pretty linear.
Right. Cause and effect.
But this research brings up something it calls meta-guilt.
This part really twisted my brain, but it was so familiar. It's not just I messed up the email.
Yeah.
It's I messed up the email, and now I'm beating myself up about it, which means I'm not being compassionate to myself, which means I'm failing at self-love.
It's a recursive loop of failure. You're not just failing at your job, you're failing at being a person who can properly handle failure. You're judging your own reaction.
It's exhausting. I feel tired just describing it. It's like I have to fix the mistake and manage my emotional response to it perfectly.
And the sources are very clear that this isn't an accident. This specific brand of self-love has been completely commercialized. We've built an entire economy on you being a project that needs constant work.
Oh, totally. One of the pieces mentioned HR departments calling layoffs opportunities for self-reinvention, which is just wow.
But it's everywhere. You brought up candles. The source zeroes in on this exact thing. A $14 candle labeled Boundaries right next to a $22 soy blend labeled Self-Worth.
Okay, wait. Why is self-worth $8 more than Boundaries?
Well, maybe it's the premium product we're all desperate for, but think about the logic. You're buying an object to fix an internal state.
Right.
So if you're unhappy, the culture says it's not because the world is tough, it's because you haven't bought the right journal or the right candle. The tools are there, so if you're miserable, it's your fault.
It's like a wellness tax. Here's $20, please fix my brain. But the thing is, even if I buy the expensive candle, it doesn't work. I light the self-worth candle and I still feel judged.
And that's because the tyranny isn't on the store's shelf.
Yeah.
The source argues it's coming from a very specific, upgraded part of your own mind.
This makes me think of that ritual. You know the one, the mirror ritual.
Oh yeah.
Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself dead in the eye and say, I love and accept myself.
Have you ever actually done it?
I have. And I wish I could say it was, magical. But it just felt like I was lying. Like I was a really bad salesman trying to close a deal with myself. I actually physically recoiled from the mirror.
That recoil is the most important piece of data. Because that ritual, it doesn't bridge the gap. It dramatizes the split.
What do you mean the split?
You've got one part of you, the internalized coach, demanding you feel love. And then you have the other part, the raw, honest self that feels, well, nothing. Or maybe even disgust.
Oh, by forcing it, I'm just highlighting how much I'm failing the test. In real time.
You're shining a spotlight on the conflict.
Yeah.
And this is where we have to put on our Freudian glasses and go a little deeper.
I loved that line in the notes that Freud wouldn't need a tutorial for Instagram.
Not at all. The unconscious is the same. It just has a new delivery system. The argument here is that we're dealing with an upgrade to the superego.
Okay, quick refresher for anyone who slept through Psych 101. Superego.
So the classic Victorian superego was like a harsh father. He was all about, thou shalt not, don't do this, don't do that. It punished you for doing bad things.
And the modern one.
The modern superego isn't a Victorian dad. It's a 26-year-old wellness coach with perfect skin and a voice that sounds like wind chimes.
Oh, I know this voice. Just breathe into the discomfort.
That's her. But listen to the command. It's not don't, it's thou must honor thy journey, thou must love thyself.
Which sounds nicer, right? I'd rather have her yelling at me.
Would you, though? The old superego just wanted you to follow the rules. He didn't care how you felt. This new one wants to own your soul.
Wow.
She's not satisfied if you just behave. You have to feel the right emotions. You don't just feel bad for being angry. You feel bad for not processing your anger with self-compassion. It's an emotional surveillance state.
So I'm policing my own internal weather system.
And because the language is all about care, be kind to yourself. You can't rebel.
Huh.
How do you rebel against kindness without feeling like a monster? So you just comply.
This connects to that idea of digital dream work, right? That our feeds are basically our dreams now.
Exactly. Freud talked about mechanisms like condensation and displacement in dreams. Instagram runs on the same logic.
Okay, condensation. I'm thinking water on a glass.
Not quite. Think of it like a zip file. In a dream, one single image can hold a dozen different anxieties and desires.
Okay, so on Instagram.
That photo of the perfect beige living room with one single plant.
I know that room.
That room isn't just a room, it's a condensed symbol for I have my life together, I am calm, I am wealthy, I have good taste, all packed into one picture of a couch.
And displacement.
That's when you shift a big, scary feeling onto a small, manageable target. You can't scream at your boss.
So you come home and get mad that the recycling wasn't taken out.
Or you feel a deep existential dread about your life, so you displace all that anxiety onto perfecting your morning routine.
So my obsession with waking up at 5 a.m. isn't really about productivity.
It might be displaced anxiety, a way of thinking, if I can control my morning, maybe I can control my mortality.
Well, that's dark. But speaking of dark things, what happens to all the mess of feelings? The aggression.
This is the really heavy part. We're taught that good people don't feel envy or spite, so we push those feelings down. But the unconscious doesn't just delete things, it redirects them.
So if I'm secretly furious at my friend for getting a promotion I wanted...
That anger has to go somewhere, so it boomerangs back and hits you. The envy of your friend becomes a deep conviction that you are unlovable. The rage at your boss becomes contempt for your own weakness.
So what we call low self-esteem could actually just be anger that we've turned on ourselves.
It's repurposed aggression. And this creates what the source calls a hall of mirrors.
Okay, so that brings us to libido and what it calls the narcissistic loop. Now, I hear libido, I think sex drive. But this is broader, right?
Much broader. Think of it as just the energy of desire, of connection. It's meant to flow outward towards people, projects, the world.
But the self-love culture traps it.
It traps it in a loop. It says, you must be your own lover. Date yourself.
Oh, I see that everywhere. Take yourself to dinner.
But here's the catch. The self you're supposed to be dating is a fiction. It's an idealized projection of who you think you should be. You're pouring all this energy into a hologram.
You're trying to hug a ghost.
And it's boring. A real relationship needs another person. It needs friction, surprise. You can't surprise yourself. The source calls this libidinal starvation, wearing the costume of abundance.
And since we can't actually be that perfect person, we start looking for other people to do it for us. The source calls it renting psyches.
It's a perfect way to describe our relationship with influencers. We follow people who are unapologetically authentic because we're using them to host the parts of ourselves we've disowned. We rent their psyche to feel bold for a minute.
But it's not a real connection.
No, it's parasitic.
Yeah.
And it always ends in shame when the comparison kicks in.
Speaking of influencers, let's talk about performative vulnerability. The crying selfie.
Ah, the curated confession. The source is brutal on this. It points out that people only share their rock-bottom story after the happy ending is secured.
Right. They're telling it from the other side, usually in perfect lighting. I was so broken, but then I discovered this adaptogenic mushroom powder.
Its vulnerability is a brand. It gives you social capital without any of the actual risk or mess of real suffering.
Yeah.
Real suffering isn't pretty, it's ugly and repetitive.
That brings us to a concept that, honestly, it kind of terrified me. The death drive.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Death drive. That sounds so grim. Are we saying people want to die?
It sounds it, but no. It's
Yeah.
not about being suicidal. It's about inertia. The pull towards stasis. Think of it like comfort.
Comfort.
The desire to return to a state where nothing is happening, nothing is challenging you.
Yeah.
So in the context of self-love, think about the healing journey. How many times have you started a new journal or had the same realization about your childhood?
I mean, do I really have to answer that?
You don't. But the argument is that we can get addicted to the process of fixing ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the process is familiar. It's safe. Actually changing is terrifying.
So the death drive is the part of you that just wants to stay in the broken but trying phase. Because at least you know the rules there.
Exactly. Working on myself can become the ultimate way of not changing at all.
And there was that one line that just stopped me in my tracks. It said, "You are enough kills desire."
It's a powerful thought, isn't it? Desire needs a gap. It needs lack. You want what you don't have. If you are truly enough, complete, a perfect circle, you need nothing. And needing nothing is psychic death.
So by trying to eliminate the ache of wanting, we're actually trying to numb the very thing that makes us human.
We're trying to cure ourselves of being human.
Okay, this brings us to the big twist. The problem isn't that love yourself is a lie, it's that it's a symptom.
This is the real aha moment, that Instagram post about radical acceptance. It's not a statement of fact. It's a message from your unconscious to itself.
And the message is, I am trying so hard to love myself because I can't stand what I actually feel.
Yes. The sheer effort of the performance gives the game away. If you truly felt it, you wouldn't need to post about it. The affirmation is a plea. It's saying, somebody please love me so I can stop doing this impossible work.
And the source reframes self-care, the candles, the baths, as a form of sacrifice.
The word it used was propitiatory, like leaving an offering for an angry god.
A goat for a dragon.
Exactly. You're not taking a bath to relax. You're taking a bath to appease your internal judge. To say, look, I'm doing the work. Please stop punishing me.
That explains why I can be in a bubble bath and still be writing a to-do list in my head.
The superego follows you into the tub because you're treating the symptom with the logic that created it.
And what about laundering envy? That was such a sharp point.
We're not allowed to feel envy, so we clean it up. We call it inspiration, or we talk about an abundance mindset.
Right, I'm so inspired by their success.
But deep down, the raw, unlaundered envy is still there. And since it can't go outward,
It turns inward and becomes more proof that you're broken.
the self-help industrial complex treating the symptom with the disease.
Even the language we use. I fell off the wagon.
Notice the metaphor. It's a physical stumble. It preserves the fantasy that self-love is just a matter of discipline, that perfect control is possible if you just try hard enough.
So if loving yourself is a trap and forcing it makes it worse, what's the alternative? It's not another 5-step plan, is it?
No, thank God. It's much quieter. The source suggests we stop trying to love ourselves and just start observing ourselves.
Move from love to honesty.
Exactly. Acknowledge the petty parts, the cruel parts, the boring parts, and this is the radical step. Don't immediately try to fix them.
That is so hard. The immediate instinct is to find a solution. I'm jealous. How do I stop being jealous?
But the fix is the trap. The source argues for accepting ambivalence. Real love for anyone else or for yourself isn't 100% positive all the time. It can't be.
So I can love myself and also find myself deeply annoying at the same time?
You must. Because you are not a brand to be optimized. You are, as the source puts it, a weather system. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's a thunderstorm. You don't fix a thunderstorm, you just let it rain.
That is actually deeply comforting, to not have to be a unified, perfect brand, to just be a mess of contradictions.
It's the only way to be real. The second love becomes mandatory, it stops being love, it becomes a job.
Yeah.
And I think we all have enough jobs.
Well, this has completely changed how I'm going to look at my Instagram feed tonight, and definitely those candles.
Maybe just save the $8.
Before we go, there was one final question the source leaves us with. It's designed to linger.
Yes, it's the question that cuts through all the noise.
Mm.
The real question isn't whether you can love yourself. The question is, what are you so desperately trying to love away?
Something to think about tonight. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
Until next time.